You know, it's pretty nuts being 23 in 2025, living in a world full of chaos, full of dramatic people, full of hate and jealousy. I mean, the world don't love you. No. This world wants nothing to do with you. If you died, it wouldn't care. It would bury you in the ground and forget about you. They forget you're even in its own soil. You know, the world is not for you. It's against you. You know, and that's why Jesus says, don't do worldly things, do things through me, right? Because he wants you on top of the world. He doesn't want you in the world, right? Be on, not in. The world wants nothing but terrible things for you. You know, we all go through trauma. If it's loss or rejection or abuse or abandonment, you know, it's not easy. And rejection is one of the main common ones in life. It can be a friend, a family member. You can be abused, physically or emotionally. You know, I went through all of that, and I'm only 23 years old. I have a mindset of 30, I think. That's what I think, honestly. I don't feel like I'm 23. I feel like I'm older for how much I've been through. But I have coped with myself with this funny personality as being a goofball, and yeah, lots of people would take me as younger. You know, people look at me as younger. I do look young, because I'm happy, young, and healthy, you know. I never smoked or did drugs or drank, and I'm a virgin, so I'm healthy in and out, you know. And for age 23, it's impressive, and yes, it is. You know, I've been told that many times from many different people. You know, temptation, it's just, I have self-control, it's easy, you know. There's nothing that sounds tempting to me on those categories. You know, because when you drink, you get poisoning. When you smoke, you get cancer. And when you do drugs, it's either or, you know. And when you sleep with people, you get diseases. All those things get you sick. They get you killed. That's why you sleep with one person as your spouse. And you avoid all of those things, you know. And my goal in life is to find a woman that's like that. She doesn't have to be a virgin. Virgins are a rare thing, you know, and they're strong people. Yes, they're very strong people. Now, you can get forced into that. That's not your fault. Don't ever target yourself. Don't think you're a mistake, because you're not. That's what trauma is going to tell you. That's the enemy trying to lie to you. It's not your fault. You're not a mistake. It's the enemy. But look, you're alive today and you made it. And you know, even if you do those things, you know, if I ever have a wife, first if I have a friend or a girlfriend, you know, I will help her get off that stuff and help her, you know, just stay with me and stay motivated to go to church, you know, read the Bible. You know, I've always wanted a girlfriend to have Bible study on every Wednesday, right? Because Wednesday's kind of in the in-between, right? Have a Bible study and, you know, just talk about, you know, updates in life with how we are with God and Jesus. And, you know, that's what I want. You know, the Lord keeps your relationships together, and it keeps you focused on the future and away from the past. You know, relationships in today's world are very... It's like, I don't even know if they are. It's like a game to people. It's like a little thing people mess with and toy around with, you know. People don't take seriously. The heart, you can die with heartbreak. Heartbreak is a very serious thing. You know, I've been through it. I've been through hundreds of girls, weird to say, but, you know, I liked girls, and girls didn't like me back. I was either too goofy, too chubby, too fat, or too annoying. Girls will like the mean guys, and guys will like the girls that are, you know, out and about partying. Because they're easy. You know, I go for the women that are godly Christians, a godly woman who wants a family. That's what I want, you know. I want kids of my own. That'd be pretty cool. You know, it's hard to find people like that in this day and age. It's chaotic, like I said. You know, and yeah, I guess I'm chosen for bigger things in life to lead people. I've always wanted to be a leader. Ever since I was 5 or young as a child, I've wanted to be big. I've wanted to help people. You know, it's what my grandmother did. And when my grandmother passed away, when I was very, very young, it gave me a sign, like I took the torch. Because I want to do that. I want to help people, make everybody happy, and not leave anybody out. You know, and I wouldn't. That's what trauma led to. You know, I was helping everybody and being supportive for everybody. And that's what I stumbled across horrible people. You know, I stumbled across a lot of people that were not good, not healthy, very, wow. You know, sometimes you think if the devil can make its own people, but nope, that's the devil getting into the people, you know, the enemy, Satan. He's always hating. That's why haters are here and there. But the best thing is, when I have a hater, for instance, there's a hater right here. Hi, hater, how's it going? You hate me? Okay, I'm gone. I'm gonna go over here now. The hater still has hate in his heart, or her heart, and that hater is gonna be affecting themselves more than anybody else, because they're with themselves more than anybody else, so they're gonna be hating on themselves. That's how it works. Haters be hating, but haters be hating on themselves more than anybody else. Like, if I'm a hater, and I say, I hate you, that's a hard word to say. I actually hate myself, because why am I hating someone if they're just gonna, stumble somewhere else? What am I gonna do with all that hate? I'm gonna stumble on that hate, I'm gonna be like, oh man, ooh, 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 I've tried hating people. It's hard. It's very hard. It's difficult because we're not supposed to. If you hate somebody, that's when you know you've gone too far down. You went way too far with yourself in life and listen to the enemy. Don't listen to the enemy. The enemy's a punk. The enemy wants nothing but bad for you. God is all things good. And becoming a Christian, the biggest thing in this generation is a lot of people say they're Christian in Christianity. There's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing. A lot of them. I'm going to be honest with you. Out of every Christian I have met, a lot of them are not even Christian. And that's the biggest issue, is they'll go to church, they'll say they're a Christian, they'll say what they want to do in life, and then they go home and they sin. Very, very common. Very popular and common. Because behind closed doors is who you truly are, and that's what you truly do. Behind closed doors, what do? I work on my voice, and I stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning making music or making videos, making content for the internet. I have 3 YouTube channels: Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch. Yeah, you name it. I'm a content creator. I've been doing that for 11 years because I like to put my funny personality out there in the world. When I sit alone with God, I go, God, there's so many people that are depressed in their room. There's so many people on social media, and there's all this chaos and all this dramatic drama on social media. It's old and it's tiring. I don't like it. And that's why I've been doing it my whole life. I've been on the internet being a goofball, I'm already popular here. And I was already popular back at my other area. And because of my personality, my goofiness, it makes people happy. That's why my reputation goes up dramatically. And I don't really look at it that much. It's people that are saying that, not really me. People go, wow, you're already known around here. I don't care about really how many people. I just want all people. That's my goal, because I want to reach everybody as I can. But I don't focus on numbers or reputation. I kind of realize it already. Because in every school I went to, I was already popular. Because I'm funny, I'm the annoying kid. I'm the loudest in the hallway. I went to a huge school back in the day. Huge. The school's massive, man. And, I was already comfortable. I was literally... It was so long, I was skipping through the halls, just being dramatic, being like, I don't know. And I don't do it to drag attention or drag population, being popular. I want to make people aware that there's a distraction. There's something positive there, right? Because I can read people very well, and I can say things before they happen. It's a gift. I see visions, and I hear things. I can hear from God, and I can see from God. God will send me communication with the future and how to read people and how to read events before they happen. It's a very good thing. That is the power of Christianity, is falling towards God, only God, dodging all the drama from the enemy, and listening to God and doing what God wants for you, doing what God needs from you. It's not easy, of course, Do I read my Bible every day? No, I don't, because I'm constantly focused on these big goals, but God is in every single one of them, even if people don't think I'm a serious person, because I'm always being a goofball, but my record's clean, man. I never even stole in my life. I don't need to worry about, being on 100% with my Bible, now you need to be, yes, but, I'm alone a lot in life, I am, to be honest, but that's where I'm working hardcore on all of these traits. And when I'm gone, dead, I'll have all these things for all these people, and it's all going to be my testimonies, my music, my videos, and all my goofiness, and all of my speeches and my advice and wisdom, all on video. And that's why I work on the internet so much, because I don't know what my last day is going to be, and that's what all this is for the future, I don't know what I'm going to be gone, but, I go through God, and I put it all on the internet, so if I'm gone, I'm still here.